Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of very interesting bodybuilding updates. The first thing we got is very exciting, and it's the comeback of Sadik Hadzovic. He's coming back to compete in classic physique now. He competed recently in men's physique, but now he's coming back to classic physique, and I think this is very exciting. By the way, no, his name is not pronounced Sadik Hadzovic. I know, he embraced it himself. I would never accept that people call me Ivan. I just can't accept it. I know it's much easier for you to pronounce Ivan, but that's not how you say my name. It's Ivan. And in Sadik's case, it's actually Sadik, not Sadik, and his last name is Hadzovic, not Hadzovic. I'm sorry. Even though he accepted it, I am not gonna call him Hadzovic. No way. Now, what we got today is him basically talking about his plan, his next show he might do, and we'll take a look at his physique as well. So first, listen to this.
I want to do Pittsburgh Pro, but it's too soon. I like the Pittsburgh Pro. I gotta do something July, August. I have no idea what shows are around these days in Classic. I haven't competed in Classic in 8 years. Can't even flex. Can't flex, it's such a good pump.
Damn, can you believe it's actually been 8 years since we saw this guy on stage in classic physique? I remember these days very clearly. I used to follow Sadik at the time he was doing his crazy bulks, and he actually managed to put on quite a bit of size when he went from men's physique. He was battling Jeremy Buendia for years, placing second every year. He was so pissed off he couldn't beat Jeremy. Then he switched to the classic, and the very first classic physique Mr. Olympia, when the division was introduced in 2016, he actually placed third. There was no Chris Bumstead in his lineup. He showed up next year in 2017 and took second, but in 2016, Danny Hester won. Arash Rogbar was big in classic back then, and he was second. Sadik was actually in third, and Brion Ainsley was in fourth. So that was classic physique the very first year. Obviously, the criteria changed quite a bit. Next year, Sadik showed up, he competed, he was significantly improved. Actually, it was 2 years later. He took 2 years to pack on more size, to get in really good condition. He did that, he showed up, and he placed like 8, I think, because in the meantime, the category just progressed a lot. And he just didn't have what it took to be in that top spot. Like, again, Chris Bumstead and Brion Ainsley and the other guys were dominating the category already. Now, it's been a while, again, 8 years since we saw Sadik on that stage. How much did he progress in the meantime? Well, here is what he looked like last time he competed, and he competed recently, I think last year or the year before that, in the men's physique. I'm not sure exactly which show he did, but he won a couple of shows, I think, and, you know, he brought a really good shape, really good condition. He was probably a little bit too big for men's physique, I would say, but this guy's always in shape, really, and has a very unique physique, very unique look, like aesthetic, very aesthetic, but also like he doesn't have the most symmetrical, the perfect abs. His abs are not symmetrical at all. He has, like, I would say, unique and I don't want to say weird shape, but definitely not something you see every day and not exactly what you would imagine if you think about the perfect man's physique. However, he still does very well because he does have a tiny waist and, you know, really balanced physique. And I would say in classic, I think he has a lot of potential. It all depends on how much he actually progressed. Here is a recent photo of him. And I think this is when he competed in men's physique. He also thought about doing the classic as well. He showed us on his IG what he actually does look like in classic poses. And it was good, man. It was good. But again, to be a really competitive top level pro, I think he still needs a little bit more size, a little bit more density. Can he put that much size on? I think he definitely can. But I don't know about this approach, man. Is it really necessary to bulk this hard? I mean, he's not in that terrible of a shape, but I think it's probably a little bit too much in my experience, guys. And as you know, I was never big enough for classic. I tried to put on size. I actually managed to put on quite a few pounds. My last off season, I put on like 15 pounds of muscle, of stage weight. And in my experience, again, I don't think those hard bulks are necessary at all. I think it's all about just fueling your training and making progress in the gym. If you do that, you're gonna progress. Now, at which rate, that really depends on your genetics and also on how much gear you're willing to take. I mean, but mainly on your genetics. Eating, I don't know, a 2,000 calorie surplus is not gonna get you to your goal faster. That's the way I see it from my experience. Now, if you guys need my help as a coach, you can DM me on Instagram at Even Bodybuilding Coaching. Again, I'm very affordable. I'm not too expensive. I don't work with too many clients. I try to pay a lot of attention to everybody I work with. I try to help my clients in every aspect of their life if I can. I'm very devoted to my coaching. And again, guys, not too expensive compared to the top level coaches. So again, if you need my help, you can DM me at Even Bodybuilding Coaching on Instagram. Now, as far as Sadik, once again, is it the best decision for him to go to Classic? If he feels like competing again and pushing the weight, pushing the drugs and everything to look his absolute best, then sure, I think Classic Physique is where he really belongs. I think he can still do very well in men's physique, but if he likes to pose, if he likes to train his legs and show his legs and, really show his full physique and every detail, every muscle, if he's a true bodybuilder at heart, then yes, Classic is for him. Is there potential to be like a top 10 guy in Classic? Well, in Classic, popularity definitely plays a big role. And if he manages to pack on some more size, nail that conditioning, I think he can do pretty decent. We'll see what he's going to do. Again, his plan is to do Pittsburgh, maybe, but it's too soon, so it's probably going to be later. We'll see which show. Whatever you guys think about Sadik's Classic Physique, tell me down below in the comments. All right, the next thing we got is about Hadi Choopan, and it's been quite a while since we heard or saw anything from Hadi. He's supposed to compete at the Arnold Classic, but there are no signs of him. Radio silence, complete radio silence. Now, as you guys probably know, the internet has been cut off in Iran. What we got here is one of the big Iranian pages actually making a request for the Arnold Classic. So they say, Mr. Arnold, the Iranian people who are currently witnessing innocent civilians being in the streets of Iran by the Islamic Republic regime, ask you to remove the individual Hadi Choopan from the invitational list of the Arnold Classic as soon as possible. He is known to be a supporter and advocate of the Islamic Republic regime with respect the people of Iran. If you take a look at the other Iranian bodybuilding influencers or bodybuilders, Hani Ramon, for example, is completely supporting the revolution and the people, of course. King Kamali is as well. And Hadi Choopan is definitely not doing that. On the Beyond the Stage TV, they actually shared that photo in which you can see that Hadi does have the photo of the president or whatever the title is over there of Iran. And so he's supporting the authorities. And also, he had enough time, more than enough time to actually finally speak on this. But he didn't do that. Now, Behruz Tabani, I don't think he also spoke about this, but Hadi Choopan is one of the most popular Iranians in the world. He is the Mr. Olympia. Everybody in bodybuilding knows about him. He's definitely way more popular and known than, for example, Hani Ramon or King Kamali. Yet these guys are speaking openly. Now, they don't live in Iran. We gotta consider that. So if Hadi actually spoke against the government, who the hell knows what would happen to him? So he's probably afraid as well. But what is happening over there? It's absolutely crazy, and it's of course normal for the people to expect Hadi to act on this. At least not have the photo of this alleged dictator on his phone. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend I understand what his people are going through, because yes, the situation in Serbia is similar, but it's definitely not as extreme as what is happening over there right now. So horrible things are happening, and unfortunately Hadi is not on the side of the people yet. Maybe he finally decides to speak on this, to do something, but as of right now we got nothing. And apparently the people of Iran do not want to see him even compete at the Arnold Classic. Will the Arnold Classic do something about this and take him out of this list? I don't think so. I don't think they care. I think the whole world cares what is happening over there. but I don't know. It's definitely a very tricky situation. I mean, this channel is not about politics, of course, but it's definitely connected with bodybuilding. So I wanted to share this with you guys and to hear your thoughts on this down below. All right, the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, I mean, I wanted to talk about this, to make a video about this, but then I saw that it's not exactly true. So this Instagram page, Who is the Best Bodybuilder, basically shared that Neil Hill said somewhere that he thinks Mike won 100% from the back. And now you can see actually in the comment that Neil Hill is denying this. He says that he never said this. What exactly did he say? He doesn't want to say in the comments. He says, watch the whole podcast, watch the whole 3-hour-long thing if you want to find out. Who has enough time to do that? I mean, I most certainly don't. It's not that important. But I will say that when the Mr. Olympia was happening, I was saying the exact same thing. And Tyler Mannion actually made a video in which he assessed these two physiques, and he said that Ramon was winning from the back. That was the one thing I definitely firmly disagreed with, and I don't see still how would that make sense. How the hell is Ramon Dino beating Mike in the back double bicep? His back is not as wide, it's definitely way more narrow, and it's not as deep either. It's much more shallow. So I saw no reason for giving this pose to Ramon, but you can see right here that I think you would agree with me as well. And even if Neil Hill didn't say this, I'm sure he believes it as well. And I don't know why he's afraid to say this publicly and openly, why he doesn't have to say, why does he feel the need to say that this is not true? Is he afraid he's going to piss somebody off? I don't know, but I think we can all agree that Mike won this back double bicep here. I think it's pretty obvious. If you guys don't see it that way, if you are blind, perhaps tell us down below in the comment section. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is a freaky, really freaky physique update from Joe Palacios. And man, like, this is insane how massive this guy is right now. And like, he doesn't have the best aesthetics for sure, quite a wide waist, but the size he has, I mean, 300 pounds with good condition for the off season. He does hold some water, but he's very lean, really hard as well, and freaking huge. I mean, this guy is a freaking monster, and he's not even showing us his back. His back is by far his strongest point, but also the amount of overall size he's holding. He's definitely a massive guy, a big bodybuilder. I'm really excited to see him on stage again, hopefully this year. I think he's prepping, and I think he's going to do a show. I don't know when exactly, but it's going to be something impressive for sure. I think he's going to win a pro show and go to the Mr. Olympia, no doubt about that. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, guys, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. All the best, and bye-bye.